Like many, or at least a few women are choosing to do these days, I've recently come to a point where I've decided to let my natural hair grow out. It's been just a little bit over 2 months since I last dyed my hair. The date was May 10th. And the only reason I even remember that so precisely was because I did something pretty big the day before and I dyed it the day after. And I remember the date of the thing that was kind of big because that is what really stood out to me. And I remembered I dyed my hair the day after. At the point that I dyed my hair the last time, I didn't know going into that dye job that I was going to then choose for it to be my last. Oh, and by the way, please excuse my surroundings. This room has been mostly redecorated, but the kitchen, which is right off this room, has had the floor ripped out, and so all the appliances and the kitchen table are all in and around me, and I apologize for my background. I know it's a bit distracting, but you know, kind of like this room, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a transitional do-over myself, and sometimes when you clean things out or change the look of things or do a makeover, sometimes things get a little messy around during the process. So I sort of feel like, in a way, even though this isn't my preference, I feel like it's kind of an interesting reflection of how I kind of feel about the way that dyed color looks next to growing out natural gray or salt and pepper hair. I don't think those colors ever really complement each other from anything that I have seen, to be truthful. And that, I believe, is the single thing that makes growing out dyed hair the most difficult thing to endure, is just putting up with the weird funky colorizations that the two different color situations tend to create within each other and then around the face. It's not always the most attractive thing. But from what I have seen in the before and after pictures from women who have already completed their transitions from dyed to silver or gray hair, is that I've always felt that they look prettier in the after pictures than they did with all that dye all over their heads. And that is the one thing propelling me on. So I'm at about 2 months, excuse me, 1 inch. I was going to say 1 inch and then I almost said 1 month. No, I don't think most people get 1 inch of growth in 1 month. I wish, but if that was the case, then I'd wish for two. So I'm starting to be able to see, not that it's a surprise, because I have seen my roots before, where it's thicker white here and in there. I do actually like the real color a lot better than the dye. Now it does get a little bit darker up on top again, just like a little, like it's not so white as it is like here or on that other side I showed you. And under here is really white. I really like these white parts. But you know, again, what I was saying, I don't think it matters what color you have here in terms of the grow out process. I just, you know, if this was red hair, it's not going to look that great. This is brown, it's faded a little bit to this color. If I bleach it, I don't think that's going to look good either. At least that's my opinion. I know everyone has to make their own choice how they're going to grow it out, whether you want to try and bleach it and make highlights. I know some people choose to do that. Some people are happy with that choice. Some people do it, they regret the choice. Other people think, like, whatever, kind of like me, it's just not going to really look that great anyway. And I kind of think, at least this way, it's sort of going to be like a reverse ombre kind of a thing, like as it grows. So I think the reverse ombre situation, sorry, I have a hair on my face, on my lip. There was one lady named Sharon something that kind of, I felt, had that. And I think right now, having it swirled like this, it blends pretty good. I don't think it's too bad. Probably most people, if they saw me, most people probably think at this point, oh, she's just behind on dyeing her roots. So I have not made a big announcement yet. I've told one friend, and I also knew that she would be incredibly supportive. I knew she'd say something wonderful right off the bat without even a hesitation, and that is exactly the kind of response that I got. So I've told her, and I think I'm just gonna have fun with maybe not saying anything for a little while and let people just wonder, because I sometimes get amusement from things like that, like just watching people like react. And now that I'm comfortable with my choice to transition into my natural hair color, I won't feel awkward about if people's eyes flick up here like I once was. Like I once was just so horrified about people seeing my hair. Now I'll just probably think it's kind of funny because I've made it in my mindset that I'm going to think it's kind of funny. So yeah, if I do have some of those experiences, I might share those with you. And thanks for stopping by. If you're on your own silver haired transitional journey or thinking of making one, consider subscribing. And happy silver growing.